I rise very briefly to address just two amendments in this group. The first is Amendment 171 in the name of the noble lady Baroness Northover, who's very powerfully and clearly introduced it as a probing amendment to the government, whilst also very handily timing her intervention to remind me that that was in this group and I had to attach my name to it. So I thank the noble lady for that. I think one of the things that we all have agreed, we might say there are different sides in this committee, but everyone has agreed that adult smokers need to be able to get the information that they need, that this is an effective way to stop smoking, and that's what this amendment does, and I don't think I need to say any more on that. I do, however, briefly want to address Amendment 172A in the name of the noble Lord Udney Lister, which is about restrictions on brand sharing. And I think it's really important to highlight why this amendment should not be part of the bill. The process of brand stretching or brand sharing is something that we've seen tobacco companies doing a great deal of. Mysteriously expensive leather jackets or fancy sunglasses or even stationery suddenly starts to bear the various branding aspects, I'll get to what those aspects are in a second, that just happens to echo that of a certain form of cigarettes. And governments very often find themselves playing a whack-a-mole game. If you try to ban this and then you get something slightly different appears, etc., etc. And I do just particularly want to highlight the guidelines for the implementation of Article 13 of the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, because this amendment very clearly goes against what that says, which notes that there needs to be an effective ban on all forms of tobacco advertising, promotion and sponsorship. And to quote it, and I think it's worth quoting this because it really highlights the ways in which the WHO is trying to catch everything, because it has to try and catch everything. Promotional effects, both direct and indirect, may be brought about by the use of words, designs, images, sounds and colours invoking brand names, or schemes of colours associated with tobacco product manufacturers or importers, or by the use of a part or parts of words, designs, images or colours. Close quote. So I think the government needs all of the powers it can possibly have to stop the merchants of death sneaking round into little gaps in the legislation.